as must yield.
So, we're gonna read this. Yep. I don't know.
It was any other day in Frank. The city was busy and the life of every cell was perfect. It made the newest mafia boss sick.
It's exactly where we left
Thrax watched as people passed his hideout by. They never would have expected their doom was in the ingrown fingernail. Thrax turned from the outside world and looked at his minions, each a bit slower than the last. No matter, when their use was up, he would eliminate the useless germs. The deadly virus ran a hand through his maroon hair. He needed to get out and have fun in Frank before he killed the sucker.
Boys, we're gonna have some fun. Who's with me?
The boys, they're the boss, heard cheers as the baddest germs headed for the zit. Lily watched her friend Scarlet dress in the sluttiest thing she could find. After Scarlet had approved of her own look, she turned to Lily's.
They're wearing that?
Lily shrugged at her friend as she looked in the mirror. Her simple black short skirt and red halter seemed like a reasonable outfit, but to Scarlet it was a train wreck.
At least let me do your hair. This is the zit we're talking about.
Ah, yes, their destination. It was the hottest club Frank had yet. Scarlet was registered as a VIP. She had done a few jobs that made her blush redder than her fire red hair. Lily had never been out, so as Scarlet curled Lily's luscious blonde hair, the green-eyed Syl had to believe there was a reason she had a tingling feeling about tonight. Several hours later, the crew pulled up. Thrax led the way into the noisy club, his so-called bodyguards giving every cell a glare as they went. Thrax didn't notice anyone until he sat down in a VIP booth. There were a few girls sitting right in a booth as well. 3 looked as though they were whores, but 1 seemed out of place. The shy she-cell had caught Thrax's eyes. She muttered something to her group as she scooted out of the booth. He watched as she glided past his table. His minions were giving her catcalls. She had found refuge at the bar. Thrax sneered. This girl might be fun to toy around with. He slid out of his booth and walked to the girl. He watched as she slyly danced in her seat. He shot the bartender a look, and they shared a sneer. Thrax sat down next to the she-cell and tried a casual conversation with her.
Nice beat they got here.
He saw her start to shake.
Yeah, as long as they don't play my song, I'll be okay,
She stammered. Thrax finally raked his eyes over her form. His evil smile showed his approval. She would be a treat if only she wasn't so shy. Scarlet's voice came over the speakers.
Lily, this one is for you, girl.
The song E.T. by Katy Perry came through the speakers. But Thrax was watching the girl. He knew as Lily tried to fight the song. It seemed as though she was fighting a trance. Her green eyes turned emerald as she walked through the dance floor. Thrax follows, not wanting to miss a second of this girl, and what seemed like a transformation.
You alright, babe?
The blonde cell turned around. The way her eyes glinted in the flashing lights, the way her stance had his sexy, confident vibe, sent shivers down the Red Death's spine. She started to move and sway. Her hands were held seductively above her head. What? Her eyes locked with his as she danced to music.
Oh, Tim's got it. Tim's got it.
Oh no,
Thrax swallowed, losing his cool for just a moment before he grabbed Lily's waist and pulled her to his chest. Her body seemed to sync with his. He then noticed how much taller she was than most cells, and unlike most cells, she didn't fear his claws. In fact, this cell was fondling his deadly weapon affectionately.
Oh my gosh.
He watched in awe as she slid herself up and down his frame. He knew she could feel the bulge she was creating, but the tease gave no heed. As the last few notes of the song faded, so did the vixen in Lily. She found herself pressed against the stranger she had found attractive in the club. She looked up into his smirking face.
You okay, baby?
Lily shrunk a little.
Scarlet shouldn't have played that song.
Her voice had a ring of pout to it. Thrax wrapped an arm around her waist and whispered in her ear.
But I like you wild and open.
She sighed.
Yeah, me too. But it's just when a good song is on. I just can't control myself. Then when the song is over, I become shyer than ever.
He chuckled in her ear.
Well then, baby, sounds like you need some confidence lessons. Stay by my side tonight, and I'll show you the darker side of me.
Lily's eyes widened as she follows the stranger to the group he was with. He was dangerous. She knew of that. But something made her stick by him. As she scooted into the booth, Thrax threw his arm around her shoulders. She looked up at him and watched as he talked to his thugs as though her presence was natural to him. They talked about something serious, but the germs never said a word of their master plan. Lily realized that she didn't know the creature's name that held her to him as though if she were his to hold. He called her baby and baby, but her must know her name.
Come on. Oh, wait.
Come on, Lily. Grow some confidence. Just whisper in his ear.
She gulped and leaned to whisper in his ear.
What's your name, stranger?
Thrax smirked and moved his head as she shielded her head with his.
Thrax.
He whispered, his breath hot on her turn-on spot. Lily shifted her legs and placed a hand on Thrax's hard chest.
What a name.
She whispered as she boldly licked his ear. Thrax's smile turned a bit more evil.
Oh, baby, you don't want to do that to me. I'm contagious, you see. And once I get your blood, I won't be able to forget.
Lily pulled away with a siren look.
Seems like you'd be the one wanting to catch me.
Thrax growled softly.
Is that a challenge, baby?
Lily.
She corrected.
We should all stand in the background, so that way they can see your reactions
Lily.
to this.
He tried, the sound sending shivers down her spine. She had to get the upper hand again. She leaned forward slowly.
Maybe it is. Maybe it
It
isn't.
is how they write.
But this is just a taste of what you could have.
She placed her lips onto his gently and applied a bit of pressure. The contact slightly burned her, but it made her want more. Thrax smiled into her kiss and deepened it. He lost himself slowly in her. She broke the kiss with a slow smile on her reddened lips. Thrax had gotten a taste and wanted more, and from the looks of it, so did she. He whistled to a passing waitress girl and asked for his private room. The girl winked and handed him his keys. He pulled Lily by the hand to his room.
Oh, the fries weren't that good.
The VIP room was like a window into hell. Flames shot up from the floor onto the walls. The floor was the color of brimstone and smelled of it as well. The club's bass could be heard through the walls, but other than the useless noise, all seemed quiet.
What in hell?
The room had a few drinks already prepared for the guests. The room was filled with couches and a few comfortable chairs.
Made of fire.
Thrax smiled.
Get back in frame.
It was like a second home to him. Lily looked around the room in awe.
Somebody look at this
Secretly,
disease
she
for me.
liked the look the room had. She sauntered
Thrax.
into the
Oh, it's just
couch
Thrax.
and fell onto it. Thrax kept his
Saunter
smile
and
on as she bent a finger in a come here way. He glided over to her with a devilish smirk. He leaned over and began to kiss her. Until the mood was ruined as the door was kicked in. Ex-cop Osmosis Jones and the undissolved pill named Drix stood in the doorway.
Oh gosh, is this gonna be?
Oh my.
Drix exclaimed as he hid his eyes from the sight of both aroused Thrax and Lily. The couple's eyes narrowed in sync. Thrax pulled himself away from Lily, his deadly claw growing with rage. Lily's eyes burned into the Justice duo. They had spoiled the most amazing night ever for her. Thrax, you're coming with us, Ozzy said to the red-skinned creature.
I don't think so, Jones.
Thrax sneered at the ex-cop. Ozzy moved his gun. I think you'll cooperate now. Lily glared at the gun.
Don't even think about it, Ozzy.
Is that me?
Lily girl, you know I'm trying to protect y'all, right? Lily laughed.
Ozzy, you couldn't protect me even if you tried. Besides, I'm a big girl and I can hang with anyone I choose.
Thrax pulled her by her waist to him.
But baby, what we were about to do would not have been considered hanging out.
They both smirked sexually at each other.
God.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Time out. I don't care who you date, but he's forbidden. He's the Red Death, Lily. Lily looked unfazed.
Yeah, this time I put some danger in my life.
Drix interjected.
This girl is
It's not as bad as mine.
A gray squirrel is dangerous, but Lily wasn't. He's a deadly virus. He could kill you.
Lily looked up into Thrax's yellow-green eyes. He saw confusion there, and he felt a bit hurt. He pushed away the feelings.
Enough talk. It's time for me to go.
Thrax declared. He fought his way through Ozzy and Drix, but before he left the doorway, he looked back at Lily, cursing himself for doing so. She had slipped back into her shy, submissive state again. He gave her a smug look and disappeared into the club's crowd. Lily was escorted back home, where Ozzy and Drix watched over her.
voyeurism. That's it.
So long.
That wasn't so. Oh, dear Lord! How much more? Oh God! What?
Oh gosh, this is such
There's
a joke.
more of this.
I hate you,
You son of a bitch!
you son of a bitch!
How much more?
You quad-loving bastard!
You crop-loving bastard! This is the last chapter. Thank God.
Quad-loving bastard.
Should we finish it? Or
Yes.
should we? Should we? This is all that's left.
Okay.
It's not so bad. Okay.
I'll be the girl this time.
It had only been a few days since Thrax left Lily. He ignored some of his feelings for the she-cell and tried to concentrate on his takeover plan. Lily went back to Frank University, or FU, and was constantly escorted by the duo. Her thoughts on the yellow, green-eyed, red-skinned virus that had infected her heart. She often dreamed of what would have happened if the overprotective duo didn't come in. But her cousin and his partner were just looking out for her. She understood that. She called Scarlet. The conversation turned to Thrax, and Scarlet wanted Lily to see him. The Crimson Friend had Lily come to her house, unchaperoned. Ozzy trusted Scarlet for some unknown reason. The two she cells made their way to
By
the
the
worst
seashore?
part of Frank, the beginning of the stomach. Sludge and Disgusting bits lined the floor
That
and
sets the
ceiling.
mood.
A perfect place for a mafia boss to build up his crew. As they ventured deeper into
Oh.
germ territory, Scarlet started getting skittish.
Lily, Lily, I'm all for sneaking out and having some fun, but this is crazy. What if we do find him?
But if you don't find him...
Oh, what if we don't find him? What if we do? Who cares? What if?
Lily's eyes glinted with determination.
I'll find him, Scar. One way or another.
Scarlet stopped and Lily turned back to her.
What?
Scarlet looked at Lily as if she didn't know her anymore.
You've changed, Lily. What happened to the girl that What? What happened to the girl that always got me out of rough scrapes?
Lily laughed to herself.
She's gone, Scar. Drax finally opened me up and pulled their confident Lily out.
But I could have brought her out, Lily.
I don't think you could have. His touch ignited something in me. And I feel he's the only one to watch me burn.
The she-cells has stopped in a dark alley. A dark chuckle resounded through the darkness. Thrax had gone from his hideout to get some fresh air. He couldn't believe that he saw Lily in his alley. More so, he couldn't believe what he had heard from her lips. The thought
Where
of
else would it come from?
taking her into his dark, fiery
Aw.
soul made him chuckle darkly. He stepped from the shadows with a devilish smirk. Miss me, Lily? His answer was the she-cell he had grown to care for throw herself into the chest. His automatic response was to hold her as she hugged herself to him.
The chest.
He watched over her head as her friend retreated back into the sunny street. Thrax leaned his head onto Lily's blonde head. He had missed her greatly. He even put his plan to kill Frank aside, so he could find her. When he did, he saw that she was being protected by the annoying Justice duo. He may have to kill Jones if he got in their way again. Thrax pulled away from her. Come on in. My germs have missed you.